The city of Fort Worth, nestled deep in the heart of Northeast Texas, sometimes called the Paris of the Plains for its unique nightlife. The city is set to host one more tussle before this weekend of football packs up the wagon and rides off into the sunset this afternoon. It's the San Diego Mavericks moseying south to take on the Fort Worth Toros. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on For the Fans Twitch. My name is Josh Circle, bringing you play-by-play for this afternoon's game. And joining me in the booth is Wade Phillips. Wade, San Diego officially off the schneid with their first ever SFL victory earlier this season. Can they get number 2 against a tough Fort Worth team? Tell us what you'll be expecting to see today.
I'm excited to be here, Josh, and really what I'm looking for is definitely San Diego to try to, well, actually both of these teams trying to stall the third loss in a row. Both these teams are looking at 2 losses in a row, so they definitely both teams do not want to make that 3 in a row. So it'll be a fight for both squads to try to right the ship, and San Diego looking for their second win in their history.
Fort Worth, about as snake-bitten a team as you could expect to see in the SFL this season. 5 losses, but 4 of them by 8 points or less, and a couple of those made by 3 points or less. This is the team that a lot of people thought was set to go, was going to contend. They only added a few pieces in the offseason, but it's been rough ceiling for them so far in season 17.
Absolutely right. And really, yeah, they just needed to tweak here and there. Their roster in the offseason, but really it just hasn't converted. But you know, they've all been close games, like you said, but if they can just maybe get a couple things to fall here and there, they can definitely get a win here today.
Fort Worth kicks off. We are underway. San Diego wearing white tops and blue pants. They will take this kickoff from the goal line. And a nice run back there right out of the gate by San Diego. And they're going to start with some nice field position right at the 27-yard line. That was Ryan Owens on the run back.
That was a pretty nice little scamper, got out 27-yard line, which, anytime you can start past the 25 is a pretty fantastic field positioning on a kickoff.
Twins to the right of quarterback Javier Vasquez. Offset eye. Nick Hoagland, the fullback. Jalen Wells, the tailback. They both stand to block. Vasquez throw it to the right side. That is knocked down by J.L. Browning. Let's meet the Mavericks offense. The center, Finley James. The fullback is Nick Hoagland. The wide receivers, Liam Hammer, Ryan Owens, and Connor Weston. The tight end in his 10th at SFL season, Optimus Klein. The halfback is Jalen Wells, and at quarterback, the third-year man, Javier Vasquez. Threw 4 interceptions last week, looking to atone for that, if you will, here this afternoon. 2nd and 10. They will stay in the offset eye. There is the first carry for Jalen Wells. And Wells is pushed out to the 34-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2.
That time, Jalen Wells showed off great vision and agility to just kind of weave through the line a little bit to pick up 8. It was a hard-fought 8 because really didn't have much on each side and had to just scamper through there and pick up the hard-earned yardage.
Hoagland will stay in the game in the pro set, split backs. And you see Fort Worth crowding the box. Wells again, they have the first down, and Wells out to the logo on his second carry of the game, and that is a first down. Let's meet the Fort Worth Toros defense on the front line. Gary Marks, Joey Schwint, and in his first season in Fort Worth, Jeff Dovey over from Queen City. The linebacking core, J.L. Browning, David Horrell, and E.K. Vincent. And in the secondary, Blake Prine, Marquise Reed, another newcomer to the Fort Worth defense, Delaney Nash, Adam Leach, and Aiden Davis. And now Vasquez in the shotgun on 1st and 10. Both backs stay in the block. Has time to throw, looking over the middle, and what a catch right over the middle. That is Connor Weston with a huge gain.
That time, just threaded it over the middle. Looked like found the perfect spot to pick up the connection, and they picked it up, and it looked like the defender got there right in time to try to break it up, but fortunately, they were able to bring it down and get that first down.
Gain of 25 for Weston on his first catch of the game. Vasquez to the left side this time. That is caught by number 81, and they will get out of bounds. That's 2nd and 3, and that is Kyle Moss, the backup tight end. First catch of the afternoon for Moss.
It was a good little find because they had the room to run. Unfortunately, the backup tight end just made kind of the mistake to step out of bounds where he had room to pick up a few more yards after that catch.
Vasquez and this Mavericks offense humming here on the first drive of the game, 2nd and 3. Hoagland's back, staying in the game at fullback. Wells up the middle. Wells has a first down inside the 20 and finally dragged down by Adam Leach. And San Diego is in the red zone on their first drive of the afternoon.
So far, partner, he's picked up around 8-ish yards per carry. So we'll see if that continues this ballgame, because that is something to definitely keep an eye on, because that is some hefty chunk of yards.
Wells hit the century mark in his game last week on 29 carries. 2 passes to boot. Wells again, slightly less prosperous on that run. Gain of 2. 2nd and 8.
That time, Fort Worth did a great job to just funnel him into the defenders just to bring him down for only 2 yards gained. And really, if they want to have any luck tonight, they have to do that more often.
San Diego sporting their red, white, and blue military appreciation uniforms. Wells again up the middle. Maybe a couple yards. Gary Marks and J.L. Browning in on the stop, and now it's a big 3rd down here, Wade.
It is, and really, they need to set the tone early in this ball game. If they can just get a touchdown here, it really sends a message to Fort Worth that they are coming to play, and they're not going to take any prisoners.
4 wide receivers now for the Mavericks. Vasquez, 5-step drop, under pressure, throw it to the end zone, nearly intercepted. That was Marquise Reed, I believe, that had a couple of fingertips on it. Or might have been Aiden Davis. Either way, San Diego's going to have to bring out the field goal unit.
How about that, Josh? I mean, that was just danger territory right there, because he threw it right at the Fort Worth defender. And luckily for San Diego, it was incomplete. But if you're Fort Worth, you have to kind of kick yourself, because that's 3 points that you might have been able to avoid if you get that interception.
Really a curious throw by Vasquez, who was under pressure and almost backpedaling. Kevin DuPont with a short field goal. That is up and good for 29 yards. And San Diego strikes first. It's a 3-0 game.
I will say, partner, these uniforms for San Diego are pretty nice uniforms, I will have to say.
I think they're very snazzy. They might be seeing some mail here from Lone Star Glory, but in terms of a cease and desist letter, but they are pretty sharp. Fort Worth set to start their first drive of the game. Kevin DuPont set to kick off. And there he goes. Fort Worth from the 10-yard line. That is the man, the myth, the legend, Cade Stevens returning. And they get nice field position as well, Wade, out to the 30-yard line.
Indeed. Cade Stevens is just absolutely prolific in the return game. He is near the tops in just about every punt return category. And really, anytime you get him on a return, it's just dangerous.
And now 1st and 10. Cameron Curtis, the third-year quarterback, will start in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers and a tight end to his left. Curtis deals to the left. That is complete. And that is Stephen Hacker with his first catch of the game. Let's meet the rest of the Fort Worth Taurus offense. At guard, Johnny Van Man, the rookie. The fullback is Aaron Alexander. The kicker is Taco Sicario. The wide receivers, Cade Stevens, Stephen Hacker. The tight ends, Robert Garrett Jr. and Lauren Percoco. The halfback in his 7th SFL season, Jason Williams. And the quarterback is still Cameron Curtis. Offset eye now, Aaron Alexander checking into the game at fullback for his first snap of the afternoon. Williams hitting the backfield and finally brought down. That is Denzel Maverick of the San Diego Mavericks making that play, and now it's 3rd and long, Wade.
Denzel Maverick, 6'6", 280, just a big glass of water back there, got back there in a hurry and brought down the running back for a -1 yard, and they're going to definitely love that.
Curtis over the middle. That is complete, but well short of the marker. That is Robert Garrett Jr. with his first catch of the game. And that is an auspicious 3 and out there for Fort Worth on their first drive. Here comes the punt team.
Couldn't have said it any better, Josh, because really it was just kind of an odd, just a very, very safe possession, but unfortunately gets some 3 and out, so didn't work out.
Ray Einhorn punting it away under pressure. Here comes a fair catch from Owens, and that'll be at the 34-yard line. A little shove there just to let Ryan Owens know that he is officially welcomed in Fort Worth. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy, and Vasquez puts it into the breadbasket of Jalen Wells. Up the middle for 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
It'll be interesting to see if Jalen Wells can pick up where he left off on that first drive, where it seemed like every time he carried it, he was picking up 7 or 8 yards. So it'll be interesting to see if they can maintain that hefty chunk on each rush.
Wells in the backfield by his lonesome now. 3 wide receivers for Vasquez. Short drop, dealing to the left side. That is caught. It's Owens. Owens with a spin move, gets loose, and is out to midfield and finishes in plus territory. They're going to spot him forward progress at the Fort Worth 49, and it's a fresh set of downs for the Mavericks.
Tell you what, Josh, he really just made someone miss because he just completely made that defender jump 10 yards out of the way, and that was just fantastic shiftiness by Ryan Owens to catch that, turn upfield, turn on the jets, and make that man miss. Just a great job to pick up that first down.
Tremendous moves by the third-year wide receiver. Vasquez dealing on first down, throws to the right. That is complete. His receiver eats the dirt. That is Optimus Klein with the rump ball catch. That is reception number 880 all-time for the living legend Optimus Klein, the 10th-year tight end.
Tough. Just a few catches here and there, you know. It's quite a prolific career so far for Optimus Klein, so good job on it.
That puts him 3rd all-time on the SFL leaderboard. And now split backs from the Mavericks. Wells up the middle, taking a big shot. Is Wells at the hands of E.K. Vincent, the 8th-year linebacker, bringing the hurt and making it 3rd and 6.
Did shot in there, 6 foot, 245. E.K. Vincent got in there quick, brought the man down, just put a hat on for perfect form tackle to bring down the ball carrier.
A decleater by Eric Vincent, E.K. Vincent. And now Vasquez under pressure here on 3rd and 6, deflected off the helmet of Connor Weston, and then falls incomplete. Adam Leach on the coverage, and that'll be San Diego. I want to say with a punt here, Wade, but this might be 4-down territory for some folks.
Yeah, I mean, they're right in that area where you're really not blamed if you do, because you're in that perfect territory, but they will punt, it looks like. But yeah, Fort Worth gets the ball back, and now San Diego.
Alex Domion for his first punt of the afternoon. No pressure. Punt is away. And Stevens will take this at the 12. No fair catch. He manages to get a few yards out of it. Out to the 17. Some raisins that clank, if you will, on Cade Stevens, Wade, denying the fair catch there.
Yes. Very, if you pull it off and get a big play, that's fantastic. But, that's a dangerous area to really field a punt because, you fumble it and it's bad.
Cameron Curtis, his second drive of the game. We'll start with Jason Williams, all by his lonesome in the backfield. Short drop on first down, throw it over the middle, and that is complete, and breaking away is Cade Stevens out to the 40, the 30. He'll get to the 20 before finally being dragged down. What a huge gain by Cade Stevens, a 4th-year wide receiver.
Yeah, Cameron Curtis, all 6'8" of them, just picks out the target. Cade Stevens takes it, makes the first defender miss, shakes off that tackle, keeps on trucking, and then finally ends up near the 20-yard line, about the 21-yard line. So that was a huge play by Fort Worth to make that completion, and now they're way deep in San Diego territory and looking to put points on the board.
Gain of 52 for Cade Stevens. Curtis will deal again on first down. That is caught. That's Aaron Alexander, the fullback. He's going to get a yard. They're going to spot him 2 yards. And now 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Double A getting involved, and that time just couldn't quite get anything, make that first man miss and maybe pick any extra up. But 2 yards, hey, they'll maintain this drive and try to punch it in.
Alexander will stay in the game and block for Williams there on 2nd down. And he gets out to the 16. And now a 3rd and medium coming up for Fort Worth.
No, you definitely want to go for the first down, but if anything, you want to try to set your kicker up to where they have the most opportune try that they can get, because, you know, some of those kickers like it in a specific part of the field.
Garrett Jr. to Curtis's right. Aaron Alexander will stay in the game. 5-step drop. Pressure coming, dealing to the left side. Deflected and knocked incomplete. That is Leon Thunderman, the highly touted rookie linebacker for San Diego. And we're going to see the living legend, one of many living legends in this game today, Taco Sicario, will trot out for his first effort.
Indeed, and not on that play, Leon Thunderman, the first pick in the draft, was right in the perfect spot.
From 33 yards. Spot is down, kick is up, and it is good. The effort from Taco rings true. And we're not at a 3-apiece, Wade.
We are, and Taco Sicario ties it up, the living legend, and that time they needed it. Just a little chip shot, got it. Now it's tied up at 3, new ball game, and really, it's been kind of what we thought it might be. Kind of a back and forth. 2 field goals, but hey, back and forth.
Drive summary from Jacob Clear: 5 plays, 77 yards. That big play from Cade Stevens on a tremendous catch and run, culminating in the Taco Sicario field goal of 33 yards. And here's Ryan Owens from his own goal line, returning this kick for San Diego. Spin move. And once again, Owens doing better than average in the return game. He gets his team out to the 25. And that is actually his worst effort of specifically the worst field position of the 3 drives for San Diego where they have started this afternoon.
And it's still not bad field position.
Not at all. Vasquez under center. He will throw on first down. Has time, going to the right side. That is complete. Very close to the sticks for San Diego. It's going to be, now they're actually going to give him the first down. Bit of a surprise there. That's Scott Andrews, the backup wide receiver, making that catch.
Great job by the backup just to extend that play and pick up the first down. I looked like the defender just closed in an absolute hurry and thought they might stop him, but just unfortunately couldn't.
2 tight ends in the game now for San Diego. Nick Hoagland in the game as well. To Wells. And Wells hit at the line of scrimmage. I think that was Vincent that got back there again. No, excuse me. That's Jeff Duffy, the defensive end. Spent last season at Queen City. His last 7 seasons at Queen City, as a matter of fact. And left that franchise to come to Texas, making his presence felt there. Now trips to Vasquez's left for 2nd and 10. Wells up the middle. Wells just has nowhere to go. Fort Worth doing an amazing job of stifling the run game early here. J.L. Browning in on the stop, and it's 3rd and 10.
Fort Worth's defense has really stopped the run of San Diego in a hurry, because that first drive, San Diego was having kind of their way with the Fort Worth defense, but really the Toros defense really has shut them down so far after that first drive.
Vasquez over the middle, going big time, and that is caught! A tremendous catch to Liam Hammer, his first of the game. And for San Diego in plus territory.
The leading receiver on San Diego gets involved in the ball game early on, and that time just a fantastic throw to put it right over the defender And that time, Liam Hammer picked up the extra 5-6 yards after the catch. So great pitch and catch by Javier Vasquez. And now they continue down this field and on the Fort Worth 29.
Fort Worth had a chance to get off the field on 3rd and 10. Couldn't do it. The drive continues for San Diego. Wells up the middle. And Wells with his first semblance of a hole the entire afternoon until Delaney Nash came and swallowed him up. 2nd and 7.
That time, they swallowed up is the absolute right word to say, because it just got something going and then just immediately stopped once he got past that line. So great job by the defense.
And now the power eye for San Diego. Vasquez over the middle once again. Another completion to Connor Weston. We got a flag on the play. But Weston getting it down inside the 20. As time expires in the first quarter, let's check the flag.
Pass interference, number 56.
That's going to be DPI, Wade. Pass interference on David Horrell.
And what would you accept that, or would you decline that? Because either way, it looked like they had a first down. So, I mean,
very close. Either way, it's a big money play for San Diego, who's rolling here. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on For the Fans Twitch. Come on back for the second quarter. We'll be waiting. And welcome back. Josh Circle, Wade Phillips in the booth. Week 8 SFL action here on For the Fans Twitch. Jacob Clear on stats. Cameron Irvine producing. Javier Vasquez handing off to Jalen Wells. And Wells is going to be inside the 15. And the Mavericks here looking pretty good in terms of sustaining drives. We have another penalty.
Number 72.
And that is bad news for San Diego. And that is going to negate the run by Wells. Alex Pasquette. The tackle.
The hold. Yeah, like you said, and really, they just, when they think they're getting something started, they have the kind of the head-scratching play, but hey, really, they've got more opportunities, and now let's see if they can try to finish this drive off strong.
And that will back them out of the red zone. Out to the 27. Vasquez, short drop. Deals to Hoagland. Hoagland's first reception of the afternoon. Delivers positive yardage. And Nick Hoagland is injured. I'm going to assume that's an upper body injury.
Please, all right, gets right back out there.
Although we hate to speculate.
I hate to speculate, but hopefully, just rub some dirt on it and get him back out there.
A significant loss. Hoagland does not get a lot of volume, but he does do a lot of work for Jalen Wells. And now Vasquez thrown to the end zone and knocked down. Intended for Liam Hammer again, but Aiden Davis says, no, sir. And now it's 3rd and a country mile for the Mavericks.
Aiden Davis, 6'3", went up and used all that frame, including the hops, went up and knocked that ball down. Really kind of wish he could have came down with that ball, but hey, they'll take that incompletion because now it's 3rd and 18, and it's kind of a tough, difficult try for the field goal.
Yes, 4 wide receivers on the field for Vasquez. Bunch formation to his left. 5-step drop over the middle. Looking for Hammer again, and that is incomplete. The Fort Worth defense is on to him. Delaney Nash, among others, providing the coverage. And we're going to see another field goal attempt.
And this defense plays very strong in the pass game, and that time showed that they are very difficult to pass against. That the defender got the hand on the ball, Delaney Nash, and also finished the play up and by knocking the receiver down so that they could not make an attempt to catch that deflection.
Kevin DuPont will come back out. This will be a 42-yard attempt. He was successful earlier from 29 yards. Spot is down. Kick is up. Does it have the leg? It does. And DuPont is true from 41 yards. And it's 6-3.
Well, Josh, you said before the game that we might see quite a few field goals, and so far you have not been wrong.
That sounds like a very smart comment. Are you sure I said that?
Yeah, I mean, you said it'd be a matter of field goals when I asked you what your prediction for the game would be. And
I did, didn't I?
You did, and so far it has been field goals.
Visit the SFL League website at simulationfl.net for information on how to create a player, to join our community, the league and the teams that play in it, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,500 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The Simulation Football League, 17 seasons strong. And Cade Stevens out to the 29-yard line for Fort Worth, and that is where we'll see Cameron Curtis and company setting up shop for their first drive of the second quarter.
Partner, I believe what I said is something the kids like to call putting words in my mouth, words in people's mouth.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I do believe that's a case of that.
You are in the role of wordsmith, though, for this afternoon's action, so I think that's all well and good. Curtis scrambling on first down, throws to his left, and what a catch! And what a throw! And Stephen Hacker running 10-5 for your 2-1 touchdown! Unbelievable throw and catch! You gotta be kidding me, Wade Phillips.
Absolutely, just unbelievable. Cameron Curtis, the 6'8" quarterback, on the scramble, throws it, which honestly, folks, you never see a pass that brilliant off a scramble and then throw off the run. Against his body, throws it, and then Stephen Hacker to catch it, take off down the field. The man, number 23, misses the tackle. Ron Hoff just couldn't quite pick up the tackle, but just how about that? Absolutely brilliant play by Cameron Curtis and Stephen Hacker to pick up that touchdown. Just absolutely fantastic.
That is the most ridiculous throw I've ever seen in my very short time of watching this league. Sprinting to his right, and Curtis unloads to his left deep to find Stephen Hacker on a 71-yard catch and run. You cannot be serious right now.
I don't believe what I just saw. Wow, just absolutely fantastic play. I just can't say it enough. Just that play defies just belief.
Belief, logic, physics,
yes.
The laws of gravity,
yes.
All of the above. Oh, by the way, Taka Sakaria made the extra point. It's 10-6. Ryan Owens waiting at his own goal line. San Diego trailing for the first time this afternoon. And Owens will get this out to the 21-yard line.
Right there was the toughest. Oh, looks like Owens might be kind of shaken up a little bit. Probably not too bad, but yeah, 21-yard line. That's probably the absolute worst field position that any of these teams have had off a kick return. But hey, still not a bad place to be.
It is the worst field position for San Diego so far this game. Vasquez, deep drop on first down, complete to the left side. That's Owens. Excuse me, that's Liam Hammer with his second catch of the game. 2nd and 7.
And now San Diego's turn to try to keep pressure on Fort Worth and try to maintain some form of, balance in this game to where they can be effective in the running game and in the passing game.
Vasquez throwing on 2nd and 7, complete to the sideline. Hammer again. His second straight catch, his third of the afternoon. Very close to a first down, but not quite.
Not quite. It looked like a very similar play to what they just ran. And again, it was effective. It seems to me that Fort Worth is playing off coverage a little bit, just giving them plenty of room to work with on the line.
Vasquez, 4 wide receivers. Dealing to his right. Another completion there. It's Klein running the out route and moving the chains for San Diego.
Optimus Klein gets involved now, and that seems like that's just about all the targets for San Diego have caught a pass. And really, San Diego has done well to spread it around, because then Fort Worth can't target just one receiver to try to take the field away.
Absolutely. Vasquez under center in the offset eye. Dealing to his left side now. And that is another completion from Liam Hammer. They are working the sidelines here on this drive.
Are, and it really is because Fort Worth has given them just the room to work with, not really jamming them at the line. I'm curious if that's part of their game plan, is just to be able to, give them those short completions, but don't let them beat them deeps. So we'll see if it pays off.
Thomas McGuire in for Nick Hoagland at fullback. And there's the handoff to Wells. And there's the diagnosis on Hoagland. Broken finger, may return. And that's got to be good news for the Mavericks.
Pull a Ronnie Lott and cut it off and get back in there.
That's one approach. 3rd and 3. 4 wideouts now for Vasquez. Wells in the backfield by his lonesome. Vasquez over the middle. The one-handed catch. And paying the price is Liam Hammer. And Hammer delivers a first down for San Diego.
Is that his 4th catch this drive? I mean, it's been the Liam Hammer just show on this drive. And really, Javier Vasquez has loved everything about that connection so far. And really, another first down for him. So, hey, they keep on driving.
Hammer came into the game with 54 receptions. Tops on the team. And there's another one. And I believe, actually, Wade, that is his 4th catch of the drive. He's been a very busy man, and San Diego moves it to the red zone.
He has. That's just a very giant chunk of their yardage to this drive has been Liam Hammer, and that time, no exception, because that picks up, 15 yards, and so they just continue to drive down this field.
8th play of the drive for the Mavericks. Vasquez under center. Short drop, throw it to his right. That is Klein. And Klein's going to get hit for a loss. Great convergence on the ball carrier by J.L. Browning, the 3rd-year linebacker. And that's a TFL for Fort Worth, 2nd and 12.
And after that play, Optimus Klein kind of had a few words for J.L. Browning. And so that's kind of funny that the longtime pro has something to say to the three-season vet.
Thomas McGuire still in the game at fullback. Vasquez dealing to the right side this time. And Liam Hammer had his hands on it but could not stay in bounds. It's going to be incomplete. And you see the frustration there from the 2nd-year wide receiver. 3rd and 12.
Absolutely. Frustration is absolutely correct because, he's been a spark plug this entire drive, and that time just couldn't make that completion and catch it in bounds. But really, they can just keep leaning on that connection because so far it has been very effective.
That is the 9th target of the game for Hammer. And now bunch to Vasquez's left. He'll throw it 3rd and 12. Pressure coming. And down he goes. Has Javier Vasquez down in a heap. And it's Jeff Duffy doing the dirty work again for Fort Worth.
Yeah, that's actually only the 12th time that Javier Vasquez has been sacked this season. And that's Jeff Duffy's 4.5 sack of this season. So great job. Not a better time to do it and leave it up to the field goal unit.
Duffy had a TFL last week and now has a TFL this week. From 40 yards, DuPont is going to try and put this through. And he has his 3rd field goal of the afternoon. And San Diego pulls within a point.
That's what they needed. I mean, really, it's still very close ball game, just a 1-point differential. So far, a very close and very balanced approach by both these teams.
Drive summary from Jacob Clear, 11 plays, 43 yards, culminating in the field goal made by Kevin DuPont with 40 yards. And now Cade Stevens will try and get his team some nice field position on this kick return. Breaks the tackle there, trying to go up the middle, nearly found a seam, but is finally wrestled down at the 32-yard line. And Fort Worth will have their best field position of the afternoon.
Yes,
starting field position.
They get great starting field position, like you said, and that looked like the gunner of San Diego just barely missed the tackle that would have stopped them around the 25, but fortunately for Fort Worth, they just got those extra yards.
Curtis under center on 1st down. Short drop, dealing to his left, complete. I think that is Steven Hacker getting the job done. It is Hacker. Gain of 4. Make it 2nd and 6.
So far, Fort Worth has done a great job kind of lulling San Diego almost to sleep with just a conservative approach. And then all of a sudden, they go deep, and we see a huge gain like we saw to Hacker on that last drive.
Aaron Alexander in the game. 2 tight end look for Fort Worth. Lord Percoco in the game. She has yet to register a catch. Williams gets the call. Spin move. And is shoved forward. They're going to mark him down at the 39. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for Fort Worth.
Short, 3rd and short, and now Fort Worth has, a pretty wide variety of plays to choose from. Unfortunately, they're on their own 39, so they need to get something that converts here.
All right, Alexander's going to stay in the block. Curtis thrown over the middle, and it's caught. Robert Garrett Jr. going up and away, coming up and away with a big catch.
They definitely needed that because now they continue this drive with that first down. Robert Garrett Jr. gets that first down. They needed it. Got his first catch of the day, and none bigger than that right there. And where they continue this drive, Fort Worth can do some things. And Cameron Curtis has been on fire today.
Gain of 18 for Garrett Jr. Only his 2nd catch of the game. Curtis back under center. Short drop, has time, over the middle. That is caught! And it's Williams who has a first down and more.
Goodness. I mean, normally you expect Jason Williams to run the ball, but that time just got that and squeaked out and picked up the first down. So Fort Worth just continues down this field and are very much threatening to score.
Williams' first reception of the afternoon. And another short drop from Curtis, and over the middle again, and this time it's caught. Lord Percoco, her first catch of the game, and she has a first down. And this Fort Worth offense is humming.
Almost looked like it surprised her a little bit, but she caught it, picked up more yards. She was like, hey, I'll take that. Take it, pick up some more yards. Oh, one hand caught it. I did not see that. Wow.
My
caught
goodness.
it, picked up some yards.
How do you do, Lord Percoco? Getting fancy in the red zone.
Ah, my goodness, great catch.
Percoco will stay in the game in this 2 tight end set. Williams in the backfield by his lonesome. 5-step drop from Curtis. Going to the end zone. Deflected. And falling incomplete. Holy smokes. San Diego nearly had that one. That was Kai Cash, the 4th-year quarterback. Nearly taking points off the board.
Yeah, Kai Cash is the tallest secondary member for San Diego, and that time used that height. Just unfortunately couldn't come down with the interception, but hey, they'll take that incompletion, and now Fort Worth tries to finish off this drive at 2nd and 10.
And that is a scary situation. And one you got to think Cameron Curtis is going to take into account here for the rest of this drive. 2nd and 10. Percoco staying in the game. Curtis pump fake, throwing to the left side. It is Percoco. And Percoco dragged down at the 6-yard line, 3rd and 4.
She caught it and maybe just have lost her balance just a little bit and maybe took her off, and then she lost a few yards, but that time got another catch, and now they've got, a fairly large chunk of their playbook that they can use on 3rd and 4.
3 wideouts in the game for Fort Worth. Big 3rd down here. Fort Worth looking to extend a 1-point lead. They hand off to Williams. Net at the line of scrimmage and has nowhere to go. Stephon Forge, the rookie linebacker, among the gaggle of white jerseys, bringing him down.
Great defensive effort by San Diego, and really it was a team effort because it looked like the outside linebacker might have got him at the line and slowed him down for Stephon Forge to come and clean it up.
This will be a 23-yard field goal attempt for Taco Sicario. And just another day at the office for Sicario. That kick is good. And Fort Worth extends their lead, 13-9.
And so, yeah, so far it has just been back and forth between both these teams. And really separation is only 4 points, so we'll see if San Diego can at least get a field goal and make this a 1-point ball game.
And the Mavericks will get one more bite at the apple here, Wade, with 2:19 remaining, so they get the free timeout with a 2-minute warning. And Vasquez, after a very long drive, 11 plays, will have a chance to get back on the field and maybe add some more points if they choose to do so.
Time Ryan Owens just couldn't quite get anything going on the return and took it to the 21-yard line, so they are definitely not with their best possession of the day.
Nick Hoagland back in the game at fullback for San Diego. There's the handoff to Wells. Wells up the middle. And why not on 1st and 10? You got the 2-minute warning. It's going to be a gain of 5.
Absolutely. Use that 2-minute warning as just an extra timeout.
We're going to step away for a short break. San Diego looking for their second win of the season. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on For the Fans Twitch. Week 8 SFL action here in Fort Worth, Texas. Josh Zirkle, Wade Phillips in the booth. Jacob Clear on stats. Thank you, Jacob. Cameron Irvine producing. Javier Vasquez handing off to Jalen Wells. Dragged down short of the marker. That's Joey Schwint coming up with a big tackle there. It's 3rd and 2, and Wade, San Diego seems content to just run out the clock here.
Absolutely. Just they do not want to leave Fort Worth any time to be able to hurt them on defense. So really, I can't blame them. Hey, they'll keep trying to probe this defense and make first downs, but hey, they're not going to try to, hurt themselves.
Wells has the first down. And that should seal the deal in terms of San Diego eating the rest of the clock here in the first half. And what a first half it's been, dare I say.
Yes, indeed. It has been a fantastic first half so far because it's been a tight ball game, and we've been able to see a back and forth ball game as well.
Some big plays, some tremendous defense. And the issue still very much in doubt. Vasquez throwing to his left, and that is a questionable effort there. Big drop there by Kyle Moss, the backup tight end, and he's going to mosey back to the huddle with his head down. 2nd and 10.
Absolutely, and it might be a few more plays before Javier Vasquez looks his way again as he dropped that, unfortunately, but they just need to shake it off and keep driving.
Moss may be a blocking tight end for the remainder of this game. He will stay in this 2 tight end set. Now Vasquez to his left, and Liam Hammer once again, old reliable. His 8th catch of the afternoon, closing in on 100 yards.
Yes, and he's very close to 100 yards, and I would not be shocked if he got it before this halftime whistle. But hey, these past 2 drives, they have very much targeted Liam Hammer just about every play.
And that will stop the clock with 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining. Vasquez in the shotgun here. They may be putting their foot on the gas after all. 3 wideouts in the game for the Mavericks. 5 DBs, and that is intercepted! Fort Worth comes away with a turnover late in the first half. It's David Horrell, and Horrell slow to get up after that interception.
Just in the absolute perfect place at the perfect time, perfect positioning, went up, grabbed it, and now Fort Worth stops any threat from San Diego to score at the end of the first half, and now they're looking at trying to put up points of their own with 3 timeouts as well.
The first career interception for David Horrell, the 3rd-year linebacker. And now he gives Fort Worth a chance to put points of their own on the board. Deflected, and that is caught by Percoco. An amazing juggling catch, and Fort Worth is going to hurry up.
She has displayed high hand today of just an expert.
Curtis over the middle, another catch! And that is Perkins, Robert Garrett Jr. scrambling. And that's a touchdown for Fort Worth.
My goodness, Fort Worth just decided all of a sudden, hey, let's just target these big old tight ends, and it's working to the T because Robert Garrett took that and broke a few tackles on his way to the end zone.
And that is just a nice ball, and you see Garrett doing it. And I thought he was down right there, but look at that guy just churn those legs. working toward the end zone. And that is a huge play and ultimately a back-breaking interception by Vasquez, by David Horrell, his first career INT, leading to that Robert Garrett Jr. touchdown.
Really coming up huge, David Horrell.
38 seconds left. So San Diego will get one more crack at this, so it's questionable if they will try to make any serious effort toward the end zone. The extra point by Sicario is good. And Fort Worth starting to pull away here in their own building, 20-9.
They are, and really it's San Diego's turn to try to respond with the score of their own in a very quick hurry, because they're slowly running out of time and plays to be able to put up scores on the board.
Drive summary from Jacob Clear. 2 plays, 47 yards, culminating in the Robert Garrett Jr. catch and run of 32 yards for a touchdown. And for the third straight kickoff, Ryan Owens will set his team up at the 21-yard line, this time with 34 seconds remaining in the half.
It'll be very interesting to see if San Diego tries to run this clock out or if they try to put up a big splash play at the end.
Liam Hammer, the only wide receiver in the game. Vasquez is right, and he will instead throw to Optimus Klein, who gets upfield and then gets out of bounds. Veteran move there by the 10th-year tight end. The clock stops with 30 seconds remaining.
Optimus Klein has probably done that more times, has probably forgotten more about the game of football than we will ever know, and that time used all that knowledge to run on the sideline and step out of bounds when he picks up 9. Perfect play.
Vasquez under center. Split backs on second and super short. They hand off to Wells. Has the first down. And San Diego will hurry up. They have all 3 timeouts. They're not going to use any here. Hoagland gets the call, and Hoagland dragged down after a gain of 1. Wait, interesting formation here to run the hurry up out of.
Very much so.
8 seconds. Wells again. And Wells will be dragged down at the 40-yard line. And now we will see San Diego take a timeout and perhaps set up for the Hail Mary.
Yep. Just set it up, chunk it up, say a prayer, see who comes down with it. And that's, I mean, sometimes that's what you got to do at the end of a half.
And San Diego did a nice job of driving up to roughly this point on the field before Vasquez uncorked that interception to David Horrell, the only turnover of the game so far.
So now he gets within, the end zone distance of just heaving a ball up.
4 wide receivers. This should be the last play of the first half. Vasquez, time to throw, going over the middle. Deflected by Fort Worth. That will fall incomplete. I think that's Marquise Reed on the coverage. And that will cap what has been a very profitable, if you will, first half for Fort Worth. At the end of the second quarter, Fort Worth 20, San Diego 9. Wade Phillips, your thoughts on the first half?
San Diego started out this ball game in a flash, but unfortunately just kind of faded near the end, and the Toros 2 yards rushing and the rest 247 through the air. But I mean, the story of the day, Fort Worth with the early lead, and now if they can maybe lean on their rushing attack a little bit, burn some of this clock, they may be able to coast into a victory. But San Diego is not going to go out without a fight, and really only, like you said before, only 1 turnover in the ball game, and it turned out to be a very big play because Fort Worth scored on that same drive that followed that takeaway.
You're bringing up a good point, Wade, because if Fort Worth is going to maintain this lead, they're going to have to start closing the game out. And Jason Williams, as you've mentioned, not very prolific with the football at all. In fact, most of Fort Worth's yardage has come from big plays like this one, including that Stephen Hacker touchdown. And obviously, Robert Garrett Jr. found the end zone in the first half as well. And that is going to be a big question mark for Fort Worth. San Diego, by and large, has done a nice job of corralling that Fort Worth offense. They just have to stop giving up the big plays.
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's the big plays have just been their Achilles heel today because really, like you said, and we've said, Fort Worth has not been able to run the ball. But Jason Williams coming into today had 828 yards, which was good for fourth in the league. So you would think at some point they're going to be able to turn it on. And San Diego so far has been able to limit Fort Worth to really just some splash plays here and there, and then the turnover that set Fort Worth up in territory to be able to put points on the board. So really, San Diego needs to limit turnovers and just stay in this ball game.
And another point about Jason Williams, his most prolific play of the first half was that 14-yard catch. His only catch of the game so far.
Yes.
And we'll see what else the Fort Worth offense has in store as they will start the second half with the football. As San Diego and their kicker, Kevin DuPont, gets set to resume the festivities here. Cade Stevens from his own 8-yard line puts the head down and just runs right into the pile. What a brave soul. Getting out to the 27-yard line, and that is where Cameron Curtis and company will set up shop to begin the second half.
You said it, Josh. That is very brave to just go into the pile, and really sometimes you see just that return man just squeak out and then just hit the gas and turn on and go into the end zone, but not that time.
Jason Williams in the backfield by his lonesome. He gets a call on first down. A little shiftiness and some spin cycles and breaks another tackle. He's out to midfield. He's got an escort. One man left to beat, and it's finally dragged down. Unbelievable. Devin King flagging him from behind. Easily Jason Williams' biggest run of the day.
Absolutely, and we said it all halftime. They need to get the run game involved, and there was. And Jason Williams spun around about 4 defenders and shook that last guy, and unfortunately couldn't break the absolute safety valve on that, and just couldn't beat him. But hey, how about that? They get a huge splash play on the ground, and now they can kind of use that to milk this clock a little bit and try to just run out the clock.
That looked like a 720 from Williams. Back-to-back spin cycles, just seamlessly stitched together into one fluid movement. And as it stands now, Fort Worth on the doorstep once again. A gain of 48 from Williams. Curtis has time. Will finally dump it off to Aaron Alexander, and Alexander scampers for positive yardage. 2nd and 7.
I mean, Cameron Curtis had all day to throw back there, and finally just needed to hit his safety valve. Aaron took it and just couldn't quite get much going, only 3 yards. But hey, Cameron Curtis, the line, everybody was holding up, and he had all day to throw.
Outstanding job by the Fort Worth offensive line. It's Williams this time around the left side. He is dragged down with a vengeance by Joe Duncan, the 4th-year defensive end. It's going to be 3rd and 10 now for Fort Worth.
And you have to think Fort Worth cannot get discouraged from the run, but they need to pick up a first down if they can, and then try to just keep running the clock out, because you do not want to give San Diego time to be able to put points on the board.
A field goal would make this a 14-point lead for Fort Worth. Short drop. That is caught. And once again, Robert Graham Jr. coming up with a huge catch over the middle, and Fort Worth is in the red zone.
First down, and there it is. Cameron Curtis again just finding the open person, and that time Robert Garrett Jr. picking up the first down. We saw him on that big touchdown earlier, and that time, and so far on these past few drives, Fort Worth has really leaned on these tight ends, both in the blocking and receiving game.
RG2 coming up huge for the Toros. And now it's a fresh set of downs. Curtis at his own 14-yard line. Thrown over the middle again. And another completion. It's Stephen Hacker this time. And that's going to be another first down. It's 1st and goal for the Toros.
Time Stephen Hacker wasn't necessarily the splash play receiver, but that time he was the chain mover receiver. They just needed 10 yards, and they got it right there. And now Fort Worth is definitely threatening, and it's a 1st and goal from the San Diego 4.
Split backs for Fort Worth, but you can see San Diego stacking the box, looking to stop the run. Williams gets the call anyway. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle. Is finally down inside the 1. I thought he had the touchdown for just a second, but no, it's 2nd and goal.
Josh, I don't know. I might, challenge that because I mean, it looked like he might have got carried into the end zone, but hey, they'll just go for it. But man, just a missed opportunity possibly.
They'll go for it, and they'll kill a little more clock, too, while they're at it. Power eye this time. Williams up the middle. He's in the end zone for the touchdown. Fort Worth taking a runaway game.
There it is, Jason Williams. We talked about it. They needed to get him involved, and he got the big play on that drive and punches in at the end of the into the pay dirt. And really, Fort Worth has done exactly what we said they needed to. They burned a few minutes off the clock to leave San Diego less time, and now Fort Worth really putting a game plan together to try to get this victory.
3 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock to start the second half. Fort Worth coming up with a huge drive out of the gate. 7 plays, 73 yards per Jacob Clear, culminating in the 1-yard touchdown run from Jason Williams, his 6th of the season. And now San Diego has their work cut out for them. Down by 18 points with about 1 3/4 quarters to play. Sicario boots it deep. Owens from his own end zone. Bring it out, and it's Lauren Percoco making that tackle. You get after it, young lady. Making her presence felt not only on offense, but on special teams as well.
Blocking, receiving, and then getting tackles on special teams. She does it all, ladies and gentlemen.
Tremendous effort there by the second-year tight end.
Get you a girl that can do it all.
That's really what it comes down to in life, isn't it?
It really is.
Trips to Vasquez's left on 1st and 10. Wells gets the call, and Wells stymied at the line. David Horrell among a gaggle of other blue shirts making the stop. It's 2nd and 9.
And a note from David Horrell, but she does not do windows.
That's okay. We can find somebody to do windows. That's totally fine. Does anybody do windows anymore? When's the last time you cleaned your windows, Wade?
Never.
Same. 2nd and 9. Vasquez finds Moss. The backup tight end actually catches that ball. See, he says, "Look, I caught the ball."
Yeah,
3rd and 12.
Also caught it and went back about 5 yards. So, yeah, good try, guy. Yeah, he caught it. Unfortunately, lost his balance and then got blown up in the backfield.
Vincent with his 13th TFL of the season. And now 3rd and very long. Vasquez going for it all. Makes a big catch. And that's Liam Hammer. No, it's Ryan Owens. Ryan Owens. So fast I can't even read the number on its back. That's a touchdown for San Diego.
Partner right there just threw it over everybody and hit him in stride, and now pay dirt and San Diego right back in this ball game. And so it's only barring the field goal for the extra point, we're looking at a 12-point ball game right now as it stands. So definitely San Diego coming back, and that time they found the man open. Javier Vasquez, do not count him out because he will find an open man.
A 77-yard catch and run from the 3rd-year wide receiver, Ryan Owens. And that will make this a 2-score game once again. Just a tremendous effort by Vasquez when it looked like all hope was about to be lost for San Diego. Ryan Owens comes through on the catch. And now it is an 11-point game.
You do have to look at it as a double-edged sword, though, partner, because now San Diego's defense has to go right back out there after just getting off the field but a few plays ago.
Very good point. We'll see if Cade Stevens has anything to say about that as he awaits this kick. Stevens from his 8. Up the middle. Out to the left side. Breaks the tackle. And finally corralled down. A little bit of excitement there as Stevens turned the corner. That was Francis Gabreski, the backup free safety, making that tackle. Fort Worth out to their own 32-yard line.
Cade Stevens did a really good job right there to get him to the 32 because he is so dangerous on those returns.
That is the best field position that Stevens has delivered so far this afternoon. Williams on 1st and 10. Out to the right side. Has room. Spin cycle. Struggles for the first down and finally collapses over the marker. A fresh set of downs for Fort Worth.
And now they just are. I have a feeling Fort Worth is just going to lean on Jason Williams the rest of this ball game because so far in the second half it has been very effective, and both these drives that they've had in the second half, they've been able to lean on him, and he has not disappointed. And they punched it in pay dirt last drive, and now it's shaping up to look like it could be a long, drawn-out drive.
Williams has 59 yards in less than half a quarter here in the second half. And Williams again. And Williams comes crashing back to the mean as Devin King will bring him down near the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 9.
Devin King has come up big on a few occasions to stop the running back, and that time, no exception. Jason Williams brought down for a gain of 1, and San Diego definitely needs for these linebackers to fly around and make stops just like that.
Curtis under center on 3rd and 9. Aaron Alexander back in the game at fullback, paving the way for Williams. And Williams brought down behind the line. Great penetration there by Denzel Maverick. You swing those arms, young man. 3rd and 10.
The second time Denzel Maverick has just absolutely blown up a play in the backfield.
Yes.
And that time really made his presence felt. And really, you have to imagine that kind of creeps into the back of your head if you're a running back and a quarterback.
And now 3 wide receivers for Curtis. Robert Garrett Jr. to his left. Short drop on 3rd and 10. Throwing to the left side. Deflected. And falling incomplete. Pete Mitchell. The original Maverick, you might say. The 30-year outside linebacker.
That was absolutely huge by Pete Mitchell to get that, just jump that route, played it perfectly. The pass coverage was spectacular by him, and that time it forces a 4th down for Fort Worth, and now San Diego looking to get that ball back and try to put more points on the board.
And that is a nice read by Curtis. You expect your wide receiver, especially Stephen Hacker, to win the matchup against a linebacker. And I think Hacker just needed a slightly better throw. The props to Pete Mitchell for the PD. And here comes the punt for Fort Worth. Oh, it's from his own 20. Nowhere to go. Will get spotted at the 22. And San Diego, fresh off a touchdown drive from Ryan Owens, will try and do it again.
Maybe looking at a big splash play here. But then you have to think the defense made it work with the short time to get to rest. But you would hope San Diego might be able to milk the clock and try to give them some rest time.
Vasquez in the power I to start this drive on 1st and 10. Short drop dealing to the left side. Leon Hammer steps out of bounds a little too soon. Here's a gem from Jacob Clear in the stats truck. We have had 11 drives since our last punt, which was San Diego's 2nd drive. All the way back in the 1st quarter. We have just been back and forth this whole time, Wade.
It absolutely has, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. So it's interesting.
Vasquez dealing to the right side. It's Klein. And Klein will be short of the marker that time as well as he goes out of bounds. 3rd and 2.
They are absolutely living on those out routes. Just, sending them 5 yards out, 5 yards up and then out, and they're just hitting them every time. But it really, Fort Worth has just been playing off so much, a good portion of the ball game. And really, so far, San Diego has been able to exploit it a couple of times, but not enough for it to really impact Fort Worth in their game plan.
Fort Worth has only allowed 9 touchdown passes coming into the week, 3rd best in the SFL. And this time, David Horrell doing it against the run, stymieing the San Diego offense for no gain. And that will be a 3 and out. And so back-to-back punts after just 1 punt in the entire first half.
That button down.
Kick is away. Stevens from his own 30 will get out to the 34. And now we'll see what Cameron Curtis has to say about what is happening. The SFL 17th season continues on Next Level Sports. Next Sunday, with undefeated Baltimore heading down to the Sunshine State to face the surging Jacksonville Kings. And we will stay in state for bonus coverage with an Atlantic Division tilt between Charleston and Florida. The SFL Saturday Showcase rolls on next week on Next Level Sports. Cameron Curtis, 2 tight ends of the game. Short drop on first down. Has time and finally deals, but that is deflected away. Intended for Aaron Alexander. I think it was Devin King that got a paw on it. 2nd and 10.
It did look like it, and that was just a great read by Devin King to jump that route. And it looked like Cameron Curtis didn't have much to choose from and just picked someone that was open. And that time, Devin King saw it, recognized it, and jumped the route.
Twins to Curtis's left. 7 in the box for San Diego. Williams again. And this time Williams dragged down. It's Devin King again on the scene. And you see the numbers there for Jason Williams. Most of that has happened in the second half, specifically this third quarter.
Absolutely, because up until, halftime, my goodness, that what they have 4 to 6 yards rushing, and now up near the 60-yard mark. And so, yeah, that's a big chunk in just this third quarter alone.
Devin King looking to take over this game. 3rd and 10. Curtis going over the middle. And that is caught. A tremendous catch. Cade Stevens putting his body on the line. And it's a first down for Fort Worth.
He caught that right over the middle where you just kind of almost hold your breath whenever they catch it over the middle. Caught it and took that hit and picked up that first down. And they got some splash play, some splash yardage after it. And now looking like they are comfortably in San Diego territory.
Tremendous pattern there on the cross. Cade Stevens getting open. And now Curtis in the shotgun. Going over the middle again. Deflected and falling off the mask of Raylan Earl III. Intended for Robert Garrett Jr. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Most agonizingly close to just being picked off. And that time, San Diego has to be kicking themselves because they had the opportunity to flip this field. But unfortunately, just an incompletion, and Fort Worth has a few more opportunities to try to punch it in.
2nd and 10. Aaron Alexander in front of Williams. Curtis over the middle again. Wow, we've seen a bunch of those, and that one also deflected. Intended for Stephen Hacker. It's Leon Thunderman, the rookie, saying, "No, sir." Bringing up 3rd down.
I have to say, Josh, San Diego's linebackers have been playing very well in the coverage game. Not just the run game, but the coverage game as well. They've been making plays all over the field.
It's been a pleasure to watch. San Diego, one of the few teams that actually has 3-star linebackers on its roster. And now a short drop by Curtis, and Percoco sneaking through that linebacker core, coming up with a big first down for her Fort Worth Toros.
And ever since about 3 minutes left in the first half, all the way up until now, Fort Worth has been absolutely leaning on their tight end core of Robert Garrett Jr. and Lauren Percoco. They've just been targeting them all over the field.
And they have absolutely delivered for this Fort Worth offense. Short drop by Curtis again. Ooh, taking a shot there, but Fort Worth hanging on to the ball. And that is Cade Stevens coming up with catch number 3 of his afternoon, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and that was Devin King closing down and making that stop. So another play by Devin King in this defensive secondary, or excuse me, the defensive linebacking core.
He's basically playing like a member of the secondary and a member of the defensive line. Dude is everywhere. Curtis to his left again, looking for Williams. That was a little too hot to handle. Now will fall incomplete, and now another 3rd down here, Wade. You're on the cusp of field goal range. Do you want to see him push it? Or maybe just hand it to Williams and see what happens and try for the field goal?
I'm always a fan of throwing it any chance you get. So, you need 7 yards. Although Jason Williams has been effective in this second half, I say just trust your tight ends. They've gotten you this far.
And both tight ends are in the game here on 3rd and 7. So is Aaron Alexander, the fullback. And Williams around the right side. He can't get past the line. And it's Denzel Maverick who has contained his side of the field with aplomb, coming up with a big stop there. And I think we will see Taco Sicario come out.
Denzel Maverick has absolutely just shut down basically a side of the field whenever they run. They basically avoid Denzel Maverick every run play because when they don't, he gets back there and just blows it up.
This will be a 47-yard kick from Sicario, who has not missed this afternoon. And that is good with leg to spare. And once again, it's a 14-point margin. Fort Worth leading 30-16.
Sicario just absolutely just has a boot and no different right there and puts it through the uprights. So really, he is just the legend and proves no different again.
Sicario. 15 field goals made on the season coming into the week out of 19. Not the most accurate, but getting the job done here. And Ryan Owens will get out to the 24-yard line. And now we're at a point where San Diego's going to have to start heaving it up.
They really are, because they are slowly running out of time, and it's been fairly effective throwing the ball, but just these past few drives, they just haven't been able to really get it over the edge.
Vasquez under center. Short drop of first down. Defender's at his feet. Throwing over the middle. That is incomplete. And that is J.L. Browning with the full extension to take away that completion. 2nd and 10.
On that play, it looked like Javier Vasquez kind of played right into Fort Worth's hands, because Fort Worth dropped just about everybody back. And then when Javier Vasquez tried to target that deep route, it looked like there were multiple Toros jerseys around the vicinity.
Wells and Hoagland both will stay in the game. And 2 tight ends for San Diego as well. Wells gets the call. Fumble! Ball is on the ground. And it looks like San Diego did recover it. And it will be 3rd and 6. It looked like the backup tight end came up with that. That was Kyle Moss. Almost atoning for that drop back in the first half.
Absolutely.
Wells again on 3rd and 6. Nowhere to go. Not even close to being a first down. Just an absolute pile of blue and white jerseys. And we're going to see the punt team come out once again for San Diego.
Yes, after not seeing them for so long, it's been one punt after another for San Diego. Unfortunately, in the second half, they have just not been able to get Jalen Wells going, and they tried it on that drive.
San Diego in a hole trying to dig themselves out. Can they prevail for the second time in season 17? You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on For the Fans Twitch. San Diego, their first win in franchise history earlier this season against Arizona. They now find themselves in a hole at Fort Worth, down by 2 scores, and their defense is going to have to come up big here. Week 8 SFL action. Josh Sturkle, Wade Phillips in the booth. Jacob Clear on stats. Thank you, Jacob. Cameron Irvine producing. Cade Stevens returning out to the 40-yard line.
At this point in the ballgame, San Diego has to force a turnover because they're just running out of offensive possessions. And Fort Worth really, at this point, can just run out the clock. 11 minutes can seem like a lifetime sometimes, but they're going to definitely try to make it go fast.
Jason Williams has had some tremendous burst in the second half. Not necessarily demonstrated by that run around the right side. You see the numbers there. And most of those are second half numbers, 2nd and 6.
San Diego, really, if they can get a few stops in this fourth quarter and just put points, just keep scoring. I mean, obviously, it almost sounds elementary, but really, just get a couple stops. That's what you need.
Curtis to Williams again. Williams has a first down. Getting some nice blocks along the right side. And that will move the chains, and they will spot the ball at the 50.
Definitely not what you want if you're San Diego, but hey, Fort Worth just continues to make this game plan come to life with another first down by the running unit. In this second half, they have just turned on a different level for this running game, and really San Diego's linebacking crew has just had to make the plays.
San Diego's offense now watching that scoreboard and the time tick off the field. Curvis over the middle, and that's another huge catch. And another big catch by Robert Graham Jr. My goodness, what a game he's had today.
Just absolutely playing lights out, both of these tight ends. Robert Garrett, the junior, just coming up every time they need it, seems. And that time, no exception again, because really, he is just such a threat. It's 6'7", 268, just a giant target. Lauren Percoco is 6'7" as well, so both of these tight ends are just giant targets that can move these chains.
Garrett closing in on 100 yards, receiving for the afternoon. Williams around the right side. He's got the blocks, has the first down, to the 10, 5, nearly into the end zone. A touchdown saving tackle by number 23, Ron Hoff, but it's first and goal for Fort Worth.
Not only was it set up with great blocking up front, but then for the fullback to spring that final block right there, brings Jason Williams, Ron, great block, buddy. Jason Williams got sprung for an extra 15 yards after that, almost into pay dirt, just on the 1 yard line, and now Fort Worth is going to try to punch it in.
9 in the box for San Diego. Williams, touchdown! Fort Worth pulling away.
Just absolutely pulling away, like you said. And really, Jason Williams has had an absolutely standout second half. But really, to me, it has been the blocking for the Toros has absolutely turned up about 11 notches in this second half, and it has been able to spring Jason Williams for multiple scampers of over 20 yards.
Multiple scampers over long distance and multiple touchdowns in the red zone, Wade. His second of the afternoon as Sicario looks to add the extra point and make this a 21-point game. Spot is down, kick is up, and that is good. And the margin is 21. 37-16. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your project, visit apmmusic.com. San Diego looking for a little music of their own on the offensive side as Ryan Owens runs out to the 22-yard line. And down by 3 scores, it's time to let it all hang out if you're Javier Vasquez.
It's absolutely. You would assume that San Diego is just going to pull out all the stops and basically go for broke.
Vasquez 21 of 29 on the afternoon. Just over 200 yards. We'll throw here on 1st and 10 over the middle. Looking for one of his receivers, and it looked like Prine had the whole affair stopped. I'm surprised we didn't see a flag on that. Blake Prine on the coverage.
Same. I mean, it must have just been absolutely perfect timing by Blake Prine because it looked like a bang play that just, hit him at the perfect time to make that incomplete, and just couldn't have asked for a better play by Blake Prine right there.
Vasquez under center with split backs. Short drop on 2nd and 10. There's Moss upfield, and Moss takes a shot. My goodness, Aiden Davis bringing the hurt on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd and 9.
These Fort Worth defensive backs have been flying around and making tackles. They've had to because it seems like Jalen Wells has been turning a corner every now and again, and they have to just shut it down. So great job by Fort Worth.
San Diego 5 of 12 on 3rd downs for the afternoon. Vasquez looking to pin in that here, and down he goes. Vasquez getting a whole helping of Jeff Duffy. His 2nd sack of the game.
Yeah, Jeff Duffy. That's, again, like you said, that's his 2nd sack, and that's just, he lives on that. And really, Javier Vasquez had no room to do anything. It just all broke down in such a hurry and really didn't have anywhere to target downfield. So just unsurprisingly sacked back there.
How'd you like to have 6'5" and 300 pounds of Jeff Duffy flying at your face? I think I would pass personally. No pun intended. Punt from Einhorn is away. Alex Domian, excuse me. And here comes Stevens right at midfield. And Stevens will get his team to start their drive in plus territory with a 21-point lead.
You almost think that you would want to see Jason Williams and the Fort Worth Toros try to just absolutely just milk this clock for all it's worth, because you don't want to leave too much time for San Diego to be able to do anything and hurt you.
Williams on first down. Williams brought down with a vengeance there by Devin King once again. Man, he has been everywhere this afternoon. And that's the thing. San Diego's played some great defense. They've just been snake bitten by a couple long drives. It's a big plays won by that guy, Stephen Hacker. And, of course, as you've mentioned many times, the tight end play of Robert Garrett Jr. and Lauren Percoco.
It seemed on that play, it looked like Devin King took it personally that Jason Williams went over the century mark.
Hacker catches it, but he's out of bounds, incomplete. And Fort Worth on the cusp of having a 3-and-out of their own, 3rd and 9.
Yes, and they maybe questionable call on throwing it right there when you have a perfectly good run game going in the second half where you could just keep milking this clock, but instead it stops the clock.
Absolutely. And that does stop the clock with 7:07 remaining in the fourth. Deflected. Oh, my gosh. San Diego had about 5 guys ready to intercept that. Same team, fellas. Same team. And it falls incomplete. And here comes Ray Einhorn. Set the punt this away for Fort Worth.
Yes. An absolutely great defensive stand by San Diego. Really, we called Devin King's name multiple times on that drive, but really great defensive stand by all the defenders to get that stop.
A pass deflection for Devin King, who has 8 tackles on the afternoon. Einhorn under pressure, but gets it away. Owens from his 12 tries to run it out and gets next to nowhere. He'll be out to the 16-yard line. That is the worst field position San Diego has had this afternoon.
Yeah, nearly just all worst position all day for anybody almost. But really, San Diego needs a spark and get a score in a hurry. Maybe not so much of a hurry that their defense is still gassed, but hey, they're only down 12. Excuse me, 21.
Vasquez under center will throw it on first down. Look at the left side, and Klein bounces one off the shoulder pad. And he knows he should have had that one. 2nd and 10.
Yes, you don't get to where Optimus Klein is without, demanding excellence, and that time just couldn't quite come down with it, and he'll be, thinking of ways to come down with that, maybe working extra with the jug machine this weekend.
Particularly ominous sign there for a team looking to dig itself out of a 21-point hole. And now 2nd and 10 for San Diego. Vasquez throwing to his right, and that is complete to Liam Hammer. And Hammer with the presence of mind to get out of bounds. Going to be 3rd and 6. You can see the numbers there. Over 100 yards on the day for the second-year wide receiver.
Yes, they've targeted him multiple times today. If he's caught 10, he's probably been targeted twice that. And really, it's just been a phenomenal day for Liam Hammer. Hopefully, they can turn it into a victory.
Vasquez over the middle, nearly intercepted. That is Delaney Nash coming up from the strong safety spot to get a paw on that one. And that is a tough 3-and-out for San Diego.
Very tough because it's, near the end of the ball game. Delaney Nash does a great job to jump that route and knock it down. But really, San Diego running out of opportunities to stay in this ball game. And if Fort Worth can just keep up the pressure, they are going to come away with a well-deserved victory tonight.
6:36 left in the fourth quarter. And as the San Diego special teams unit gets set, Alex Domian Waiting for the snap at his own 5-yard line. In the shadow of his own goalpost. Kick is away, no pressure from Fort Worth. Stevens, just in front of the logo from the 46. And will get out to his own 49-yard line to start this next drive from Fort Worth. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for links to apparel from Sector 6, the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. Sector 6 features replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more. Get the gear the fans wear with Sector 6, 97 Sports Promotions, and the SFL. Cameron Curtis throwing on first down to Aaron Alexander. Alexander will get a couple, but that will get his team into positive territory. 2nd and 8.
Yes, they target him again. Aaron Alexander gets his name called, and really Fort Worth just needs to come up with a game plan that just, as they're doing so far, just milk this clock. I mean, you don't want to leave San Diego with any time to be able to hurt you.
San Diego went 3 and out on their last offensive series. They throw to Alexander again, was a spin move, and then gets blasted for his trouble by Ron Hoff. It'll be 3rd and medium.
Hey, Aaron's been watching Jason Williams so much that he's picking up that spin move that Jason Williams used to perfection earlier. And that time, Aaron Alexander, great job to pick up a few yards and make a man miss.
3rd and 4. Curtis throwing to the left. That's Hacker. And Hacker has a first down if he can hang on to it, and he does. A fresh set of downs from Fort Worth. Hacker very jubilant over what a game he's been having so far.
He has just been making plays all over the field. It has been very outstanding today, and Cameron Curtis has been finding these receivers with 129.4 passer rating. Just outstanding. It's just a standout day.
Just over 5 minutes to play here in regulation. Williams breaking a tackle, spin move, still on his feet to the 30, the 20. He's going to score again. Touchdown number 3 for Jason Williams.
Wow, it goes from 6 yards in the first half to over 100 in 2 quarters. And Jason Williams punches in for the 3rd time today. That time looked like it was going to get stopped, but he just spun through everybody. And after that last spin, was able to turn on the gas and punch it in for 6.
And once he got to the second level, it didn't look like anybody was there to catch him. He was just off to the races. Had a convoy, mobile escort on his way to the end zone for, as you said, Wade, his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon, his 8th of the season.
It must have been those 3 tackles that he broke through that were the last line of defense. So, yeah, great job.
Sicario nails the extra point, and it's 44-16. Fort Worth, we talked about in the open. What a tough row to hoe this season 17 has been for them. They were ready to go. They opened the season 0-3, and then finally got their act together against Florida. Beat Charleston, who was red hot at that point in the season. Struggled against Los Angeles, but who hasn't?
Yeah.
And then a tough 3-point loss against Lone Star last week. And it looks like this is a team that's finally found their stride, Wade. I can't wait to see what Fort Worth is going to do in the second half of the season.
You're absolutely right, Josh, because it seems like in this game, they've been able to find some things that are working very well. And if they can just, use that, because, I mean, my goodness, just the tight ends alone, not to mention Stephen Hacker and Cade Stevens, but and shoot, Jason Williams as well, getting over the century mark in the second half alone. I mean, they've got some weapons. I mean, if they can lean on those tight ends to block and catch, they're going to be hard to beat.
Another interception, this time for Fort Worth. The 2nd interception off of Vasquez. And that is Aiden Davis coming up with his 4th interception of the season. Intended for Leon Hammer, and you can basically start preparing for next week, I think, for both teams.
Absolutely. And really, at this point, it's more, maybe trying to see if you can work some new plays into the fold, or, whatnot. But hey, it looks like Fort Worth is going to have this tucked away comfortably. But hey, you never know in the SFL.
Well, that is absolutely true. Williams again, and Williams is going to put it on the ground. Oh, my goodness. And it's San Diego that recovers it. Pete Mitchell falls on the ground, and San Diego has the ball back.
The curse of the commentators right there. We say you never know what can happen. Right there, tries to spin, gets popped, and fumbles it. So wow, San Diego not going out without a fight, and are just going to fight until the bitter end.
Back-to-back turnovers in this game. And why not? Javier Vasquez, if he can get a quick strike here, San Diego might be back at business. Three wide receivers now for Vasquez. Deep drop by the quarterback, throwing over the middle, and that is caught, and he's off to the races. A touchdown for San Diego. Connor Weston, you got to be kidding me.
My goodness, look at that. Just in a hurry. Connor Weston takes that, covers it up because he does not want to fumble, and takes it to the house. How about that? Now Fort Worth has to come up with a plan to hold on to this three-score lead because, you know, don't count out San Diego. They can score in a hurry because they've done it 3 times so far.
Ryan Owens had a long TD to start the second half. And now his position mate, Connor Weston, does the same here in the middle of the fourth quarter. We still have 4 minutes of change in this ball game. And the kick is up for San Diego. The extra point is good. And I'm just at a bit of a loss now. And what has just happened? Turnover, touchdown.
Every time we start to, it seems like, get a handle of this ballgame, something unexpected happens. And right there, you know, we get the interception, then the fumble. So are they going to kick an onside? They are.
They're going to go onside, and they're going to bobble it. And it's still loose. And Fort Worth is going to run with it. When you're offensive lineman, you finally get your hands on the ball. I guess you pick it up and go. So saith Tex Rogers, the backup tackle. But it will be Fort Worth's ball at their own 49-yard line. In a game that probably still has a surprise or two left for us, Wade.
Josh, I have to say, when anytime on a kickoff, when you're one of the big boys, they tell you if you get that ball, you get down. And that time he ran with it, wanted to be the hero, and that time got tackled. But hey, anytime a big man has the ball, watch out.
Devin King with a TFL on first down. Actually, that's going to call it no gain. The King with another big tackle. And it's 2nd and 10.
Devin King again, just playing hero ball.
Running out of different ways to say that he has been all over the field tonight. Clock continues to run. Just over 4 minutes to play now. Williams again. Spin move up the middle. Has the first down. Another spin move inside the 40. Jason Williams continues to churn despite the large lead by Fort Worth. He is closing this game out, Wayne.
He is, and closing out strong. You could say he's a workhorse because he's just gotten better and better as knocking over R62 even. And he's throwing a block over there. And really, my goodness, Jason Williams, that spin cycle has been on point in this second half.
The SFL 17th season continues on For the Fans next Sunday, headlined by a mega showdown on the West Coast. Portland will meet Los Angeles in a battle for the lead in the Pacific Division. Bonus coverage includes Charleston, Florida, and Lone Star, Arizona. All coming your way next Sunday on For the Fans. Curtis in no hurry to snap it here on 1st and 10. Williams met behind the line again. And that is Mufasa Kamau. And I could safely say that is the first time I have called Mufasa Kamau's name tonight. And he gets himself a TFL, his 3rd of the season, 2nd and 14.
He was back there in a hurry. It seemed like as soon as they handed off the ball, he was right there to bring down the ball carrier. And that, I mean, like you said, that was the first time we've called his name all day, and none bigger time than right there.
Curtis once again letting it run down. Arian Alexander doing the honors here for Fort Worth. Pete Mitchell on the tackle, his second of the day. You could read. You could see what that says. 3rd and 12.
That time, not much happening, but hey, so far it's been a great stand for San Diego just to, limit any yards that Fort Worth's been able to pick on this drive. But really, it's almost too little too late as we are getting slowly closer to the 2-minute warning.
Clock continuing the run. We may hit the 2-minute warning before Cameron Curtis decides to snap this football. And we do. You can pop the champagne at Fort Worth. Toros on their way to their 3rd win of the season. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on For the Fans Twitch. Josh Circle, Wade Phillips in the booth. Jacob Clear on stats. Thank you, Jacob. Cameron Irvine producing. Cameron Curtis quarterbacking. And handing off to Jason Williams, who takes a shot. And now finally, San Diego will go through their catalog of timeouts. And what an afternoon for Curtis, Wade. 20 of 29, 369 yards. Nice. 2 touchdowns and a rating of 134.6. This is an outstanding game for the 3rd-year quarterback.
I mean, he didn't put a foot wrong all day. I mean, a few incompletions, but my goodness, you can't be perfect all the time. But, I mean, he was near perfect all day. Let's be honest.
And particularly impressive was how accurate he was over the middle. We talked about his tight ends. They had some good balls thrown their way, and a lot of situations where you could see, a tight end or a receiver getting laid out as Fort Worth will watch this punt go into the end zone, and San Diego will take it on their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, he's been spectacular over the middle, putting the ball in places where his receivers can catch it and not get killed over the middle. And really, it's been a testament to his accuracy. And really, the line is held up to where they've been able to keep him upright and able to find those targets open.
Vasquez complete over the middle. And we will hurry up for San Diego. Vasquez again. Fort Worth on a twist. And once again, Nelson Rodriguez, the backup wide receiver, coming up with a catch there. Rodriguez, the outside receiver in that bunch formation. And Vasquez going to heave a couple. Looking for Ryan Owens there, and that is deflected by Aiden Davis. And we have called his name a couple times today. And just about this Fort Worth defense in general, Wade. I mean, this is a very stout unit. 4th in scoring defense in the league coming into the week. 2nd in defensive yardage. And 1st, an opposing 3rd down conversion percentage at 41%. And they have held that standard 5 of 14 for San Diego. Only 35% converted on 3rd down. An impressive effort by the Fort Worth defense.
Yeah, I mean, that's, like you said, that you just spilled out the stats. And there, again, the interception. I mean, they have been playing lights out all day. To only give up 23 points, I mean, especially when you basically double up that, I mean, that's you're going to win nearly every time you have a game as good as what Fort Worth had today. And they played within themselves, stayed balanced. We said going into halftime that they only had less than 10 yards rushing, and then they flipped the script in the second half and rushed to over the century mark. So they definitely learned from their play style in that first half and turned it on in the second.
Eddie Bass, the backup quarterback, coming up with the interception for Fort Worth, and the backups are in. That is Bailey Rentley getting some time on the field, and it'll be 2nd and 5. Jason Russell, the backup quarterback for Fort Worth, and they are probably not popping champagne on that Fort Worth sideline, but whatever the closest non-alcoholic equivalent might be. What a great, well-deserved win for this Toros team. Russell takes the knee. San Diego will use their last timeout. And it looks like San Diego's probably going to get this ball back.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Looks like it. They've got just enough time to be able to have that ball with just a few seconds to go.
Victory formation once again for Fort Worth. And let's tip our hat to San Diego, who, in all sincerity, played themselves a fine game. They just got burned by a couple of big plays and a couple of surprising efforts, as we mentioned, by that tight end core. And you look ahead to their schedule, they're going to host St. Louis, go to Portland, which is going to be a tough game for them. Ezekiel Love has been on an absolute tear. Hosting Tulsa, hosting Los Angeles. So the road does not really get any smoother for San Diego. But they are, or at least they were last season, an expansion team. And I think they're on the right track. You see a lot of positive things here, a lot of things to build on. It's just a matter of putting 44 minutes together week after week after week.
Yes, and they're getting there. They just maybe need just a little more time and really just a few more pieces, but they've got kind of the foundation in place to be able to get something going.
And then conversely, looking ahead for Fort Worth, they go to Houston next week, and then they will be visited by Mexico City, and then to Denver, who's had some off-standard performances of their own, as Vasquez gets his offensive first down. And then they go to Lone Star the week after that. And I don't know if they're going to be favorites in any of those games, or all of those games, I should say. But they're going to be a very tough out going forward for any other team that's on their schedule.
Yes. Yes. And they're playing with some intensity for sure, because we saw it today. I mean, they weren't playing like they've been losing for the past 2 weeks. They've been playing like they're, have five victories instead of 2. So it was an eye-opening game.
An update on a couple of milestones. E.K. Vincent moves into a tie for 22nd all-time in tackles for loss, tying with Gib Lidu with 89. Congratulations to Mr. Vincent. And Jeff Duffy needed a sack and a half to move into a tie for 3rd all-time. He got 2, so now he sits in 3rd place all by himself, passing Hunter Norwood of Jacksonville at 103.5. That's what Norwood had coming into the week. He may have improved upon that since then. And Jason Williams on the cusp of 1,000 rushing yards for the season. Needed 172. We have him at 167 right now. Weston complete over the middle. And that is going to be all she wrote. Congratulations to the Fort Worth Toros. Your final score, Fort Worth 44, San Diego 23. Wade Phillips, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, to me, it all was that second half and the rushing effort by Jason Williams. I mean, in the first half, it was a very close affair, and we thought, barring...
Oh, there's a 720. Did you see it? That was awesome.
It was. Like, you called it. Exactly. And it all started with that play right there on the first drive.
Yep.
They blow it open, and then from then on, just the rain just did not stop pouring for San Diego. Fort Worth just turned it on the rushing game, and we went from 6 yards rushing in the first half to 160 and some change. So really, Fort Worth did what they needed to do in that second half.
And San Diego hanging in there. We mentioned that they had the touchdown to Owens for their first drive of the second half, but after that, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, another 3 and out, the Aiden Davis interception, and then they did manage a Connor Weston TD, and you hate to use the term garbage time, but that's basically what it was, and then throwing another interception to backup quarterback Eddie Bass. And it was just all Fort Worth. As good as Jason Williams was, and you're absolutely right. I mean, you look at him go there, half of these are going to be Jason Williams highlights, and rightfully so. There's his other touchdown. He had 3 touchdowns, all in the second half. As good as Williams was, dare I say, this Fort Worth defense was even better.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. They came to play from the starting tip, like from the starting whistle. They came to play a little slow in that first half, getting going on defense, but then on that second half, they came a whole nother level and really got, I mean, as close to perfection in that second half as possible.
And the one breakdown there, that Connor Weston TD, he was not going to let that ball out of his hands. A tremendous effort there that gave San Diego a glimmer of hope. And then here he goes, Mr. 720 himself, Jason Williams, getting it loose. 167 yards. Probably 161 of those were in the second half. And Javier Vasquez and the San Diego offense, they have a lot to look forward to. But I'm telling you, Fort Worth, they are making a statement here, and they're going to be tough to beat in the second half.
They are. They're very much so.
Your player of the game,
Jason Williams.
Jason Williams, 23 attempts, 159 yards, 3 touchdowns, all 3 in the second half. For Jacob Clear, Wade Phillips, Cameron Irvine producing, my name is Josh Circle. Thank you so much for joining us on For the Fans Twitch. We'll have more SFL action for you next week. Until then, we'll see you on the internet. Good night from Fort Worth. Your final score, Toros 44, Mavericks 23.